The AT&T guarantee is all about having your back. With AT&T, staying connected matters. Because whether you're taking care of family, work, or life on the go, reliable connectivity is essential. AT&T has connectivity you depend on, although proactively make it right. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See AT&T.com/guarantee for full details. Hi friends, we've got a bonus episode this week with Latin Grammy-winning Mexican singer-songwriter Silvana Estrada. She talks to us about her self-produced studio album Vendrán Suaves Lluvias, which is out October 17th via Glassnote Records. In this new album, Silvana invites listeners into a deeply personal, intricately crafted world, one that embraces contradiction, vulnerability, humor, and beauty in equal measure. Let's hear from Silvana now. Welcome to
Tamarindo Podcast.
Hosted by me, Brenda Gonzalez, a fitness coach, political nerd, and nonprofit capacity builder.
And me, Delcy Sandoval, a Guatemalan-American licensed therapist and passionate creativity advocate. Together, we're here to uplift our community through powerful conversations with changemakers, creatives, and healers.
Each week on the pod, we talk politics, culture, and personal development. Listeners call Tamarindo the Advocacy and Self-Love Podcast. Vámonos! Let's start the show. ¿Cómo estás? How are you?
Bien, feliz de estar aquí.
Y yo también muy feliz, really excited to speak to you because I love your music. I was just sharing with some other people in the room that I teach a workout class. Whenever we do our cool down, I play your songs.
Oh, wow.
So this is very special. Okay. So how do you describe your sound? Because to me, I think it's just haunting is the word that comes.
Okay.
Hauntingly beautiful. How do you like to describe your sound?
What I like the most is not describing myself because it's really difficult. And it's hard not to sound like, crazy egocentric. But I would say my sound comes from, a lot of tradition, Mexican music and Latin American music, a bunch of political songs from the 60s and 70s. Mercedes Sosa is really part of why I'm, the way I am. Violeta Parra, Soledad Bravo. And then I think I need to, en honor a la verdad, I need to say that I also, I sing the way I sing because I spent years studying jazz and kind of transcribing, Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday and even, Chet Baker or Sarah Vaughan. So yeah, a bunch of amazing musicians. Or I used to play the trumpet, so okay. A bunch of, Miles and so yeah, I guess and I'm also, of course, hija de mi época, como que I grew up with YouTube and so I spent hours and hours of my adolescence kind of just watching videos of live performances. So I kind of, I fell in love with the idea of being on stage. So yeah, I think my sound is the mix of all of this music and historical events.
I love it. That's why it's so hard to define because it is this accumulation of all these beautiful influences.
Yeah.
But the outcome is, like I said, just sort of hauntingly beautiful. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know you have a single called Good Luck, Good Night. And it's a song that blends heartbreak and humor.
Yeah.
And when I think of heartbreak and humor, to me, that seems so Mexican.
Yeah.
I think that's like a very traditional combination, intersection of the humor to heal through the pain.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you? Does that sound to you like deeply Mexican?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the relationship in Mexico that we have with pain and celebration and, you know, sorrow and humor. It's a little bit like Dia de Muertos, no? The fact that we, you know, celebrate death and we honor, you know, our beloved ones just as if they were with us. And we, you know, prepare big meals just to eat with a ghost, you know.
Nos burlamos
de la muerte. It's so much fun. So I think, you know, to laugh about this endless kind of drama that sometimes, you know, relationships can be, I think it's super healing, and also, you know, brings the space to actually think of, how do I want to be loved, you know, or how do I want to love? You know, sometimes it's romantic love. It's so full of, like, you know, pendejadas, you know?
Yes.
So I think it's important to just laugh about it, and you know, and it's funny and also can be really, really painful. I mean, this song, Good Luck, Good Night, it's about a huge, you know, ghosting, and it's actually decepción, and it's actually based on non-romantic relationship, like a friend of mine.
Those are even more heartbreaking. I think
exactly.
The ghosting of a friend. Oh my God, yes.
That destroyed me, and
I have chills.
See, no, it's really hard, and I guess that's, you know, why I started to do this song, because it was so painful that I was, if I don't get to laugh about this, I'm gonna be sad forever. Like, I really need to heal this somehow. And this is so strange, because never ever in my life happened something like that to me before. So it was so new, and I was so shocked that I was like, okay, I need to make fun of myself on this situation, because it's quite miserable to ghost a friend. So I need to laugh about this, because it's so silly.
That gives it so much different meaning, and so resonates so much. I mean, I think many of us can relate to that experience. Okay, so this album, your new album, you produced it, self-produced. This is amazing. And I want to know, what was that experience like, and specifically, did you find it healing, and how?
It was really challenging. I decided to produce this album myself because I was working with, at the beginning, I tried to do this album with, you know, other producers, and it was hard because I was, you know, trying to find my sound, and at the beginning I was working with all these people, and they kind of have an agenda already. They were like, okay, this album needs to be, you know, completely different, but still fresh, but more you than ever, but transparent, but organic, but
oh my God,
electronic. I don't know. It was like, whoa, that's
so many directions.
So many directions, and I was like, no, I do have. I know how I want this album to be. Like, I know that inside me somewhere I have the answer. And I don't want to, like, work based on all this weird agenda, kind of, you know, thinking of what people are going to think about me during a creative process. I don't want to, I'm pretty, you know, I want the creative process to be very personal. And if I bring someone to the creative process, I want to be also in that, you know, mindset of this is for the music. No, we are in service of the songs and the music, but not in service of whatever, you know, industry pressure or expectation. It's outside, no? So I guess I was tired of, also, you know, I received a bunch of no's to my ideas. Like, no, Silvana, we cannot do that. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. And I'm saying this with all the respect and love. All of the producers I worked with were professional. And now that I produced this album in a very chaotic way, like I really appreciate the work of a producer. It's insane. It's like, yeah, it's insane the amount of work that production demands. So yeah, I decided to do this by myself, basically because I wanted to be free. And also I wanted to reconnect with myself, because I guess I was a little bit disconnected after, being on tour for years after Marchita. And even before Marchita, I was so tired because I've been on tour since I was like 18.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, this album kind of taught me like the way to
kind of reconnect
with myself. Yeah.
I love that. I think that's very beautiful. And I think, at the end of the day, when you produce something so personal, so authentic, so organic, the listeners will come, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what resonates with folks and resonates with me. This episode of Tamarindo is sponsored by AT&T. AT&T has connectivity you depend on guaranteed, although proactively make it right. Because as a mom, you always need to stay connected. AT&T stays 2 steps ahead to keep you covered. AT&T, connecting changes everything. Subject to restrictions and exclusions. Visit AT&T.com/guarantee for details. So I want to talk about one song, Como un pájaro, which is insanely popular, and it's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Thank you.
And I hope you can read this for me, this part that I found so devastating. So I've got it here.
¿Cómo puede ser posible las señales que no vi? Déjame si estoy llorando, aunque vaya a amanecer, que por más que yo te quiera, dime tú qué puedo hacer. Mientras todo el mundo duerme, yo te dejo de querer. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Wow, it's so devastating. I think, for me, I can relate to the experience of having love cover your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Being blinded by love and the sense of helplessness when love is no longer. I think these are universal themes.
Yeah.
Why else do you think this song is resonating so much with folks?
I think I did this song actually during the pandemic, and I was very lonely. I moved for the first time to like an apartment for my own after being, roommate of my best friend for years. I was like, okay, I want to live by myself. And like 2 months later, okay, lockdown. And I guess I had this, crazy insomnia, and I was really sad, and like I was not understanding like what was going on. And I was also afraid of, when the concerts are going to be back.
Yeah.
And I was also struggling with this heartbreak. So yeah, it was like the perfect storm. And I guess this song has been, really well received by the people, because it creates like an immediate intimacy. And that intimacy, I think, that allows people to break down a little bit, and also to kind of be vulnerable, even for themselves. Sometimes, it's hard to find songs that allows you to feel in certain ways that, we spend our whole lives avoiding, like, sadness, or just to be angry, or to be. And what I love about this song is that even if sadness, it's obviously like a huge aspect of the song, I think it's more like an appreciation of this moment of solitude, and like the moment when you kind of enter to the kind of the grieving process.
Yeah, like surrender to it.
Surrender to it. And there's a lot of calmness and a lot of contemplation on it. So I think that's, that can be really healing, and really useful also to know that there's, also resting and calm and and contemplation during, the surrender of a loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much for describing that for us. Just to throw a curveball for you, and something that we do with a lot of our guests, not all of them, but a lot of them, is we ask 3 questions of everybody, and it could be whatever comes to mind. No right or wrong answers.
Okay.
There's nothing better than feeling like someone has your back, that things are going to get done without you even having to ask. Like when your partner fills up the gas tank on the car you share or takes the dog out when you're working late. The AT&T guarantee is all about having your back. Staying connected matters. That's why AT&T has connectivity you depend on guaranteed, or they'll proactively make it right. AT&T, connecting changes everything. Subject to restrictions and exclusions. Visit AT&T.com/guarantee for details. First thing is, what gets your matraca? What's something you're celebrating?
I'm celebrating this album for sure.
Yeah.
This album is going to be out el 17 de octubre, so I'm definitely celebrating 3 years of really, really, sangre, sudor y lágrimas, really hard work.
Very good, very good. We are celebrating as well. And then what goes in la basura? What are you done with canceling over?
I'm done with, trying to please everybody. I don't have energy for that anymore.
Ni se puede.
Ni se puede. It's impossible. So I just want to be me.
And then the last question is, what is giving you inspiration right now? Inspiración.
Well, now it's crazy, but I'm really inspired by, all the people who are fighting for human rights, todos los médicos sin frontera, all the people who are, physically saving lives right now.
Yeah.
And, I think social justice is really inspiring me because I see a beautiful awakening, se dice así, un despertar,
perfecto.
Of so many people, because the political climate of, what's going on here with all the Latino and the deportations and what's going on in Palestina. I don't know. I feel like we are somehow in this period of, violence and fear. I hope, my great hope is that we kind of wake up to a more como loving and caring society. So,
Absolutely love that. It's a wonderful message to leave with. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias a ti.
Tamarindo Podcast is Brenda Gonzalez and Delcy Sandoval. We are also the show's executive producers. Jeff Ricars wrote our theme song. Sonoro Media's Karina Riverol provides production support, and Cliva Torres edits our episodes for YouTube. The best way to support our work is to rate and review Tamarindo or share an episode with a friend. Get in touch with us at tamarindopodcast.com.